Message from the ancients. Moete yawaki chitie mua. He's talking about mental illness, what it is and how it works. Boyi poro tati akama chawate eyakie moete. The mental illness comes from the lack of allowing the mind to connect with the energy of the energy of the form. Pochite tie muye. So there is almost like electrical imbalance or electrical misfunction. And we look at illness or mental illness in all different aspects of what it does and how it originated on. But there is always a origin of where that mental illness came from. So sometimes it comes from a disposition in this life, in the sense of what happened in your life, abuse and the way you grew up and all this kind of stuff. But it also can be connected to the energy fields of a past life. And so you come into this world with a disposition of more fear or more emotions to something which will cause friction in your life here, because that's the way our world runs. It doesn't have a lot of forgiveness for mental illness in a lot of ways. It just basically, we all are on this kind of grindstone of getting things done and whatever we need to accomplish, not really worrying about how emotionally we are attached. So the mind starts to become fractured, and that fracture, we look at it as mental illness. And when there's mental illness, you have to try to fix the fracture, in a sense. So that means you have to go back to the beginning of what was normal or what was okay in the mind. And so this will take discipline. And discipline, when the mind's fractured, it's hard to find the discipline because the mind's fractured. So now you're at a disadvantage of healing it. And then you add in the opioids and the drugs and the stuff to repair it, also puts it at a disposition, because now you're actually pulling away from form and the energy of the person you truly are. So there's a lot of factors that why we don't get healed in that sense, but it doesn't mean you can't heal it. It means you need to look at it as a way to work with it, and work with it and you have to go back to the roots, to the true person you truly are, the machitidia, the true personality, the trueness of the soul. And you might love something that's more and dear and you just can't do it anymore for financial reasons, all the way to reasons of somebody you truly loved and they passed away. These are all things that cause this fractures. And so you have to learn to overcome that, and you have to learn to deal with it head on, as much as it may hurt or may not be so pleasant in what it is. Achita pokoye, achia. And that doesn't always mean mental illness. He's talking about physical ailment. You might be a all-star football player and you blow your knee out and that ends your career, and it might just end your way of living. You don't feel worth. Your worth was all around playing football. Whatever that is, whatever has happened to you, you need to find a way to find the truth of who you are. And sometimes, and then we look at it, what is that? Is that lessons? What is that? And lessons, maybe that knee got blown out for you to become an advocate for young kids to help them play football. Who knows, or you move into some other thing that helps you and helps others. And it's not always about others, but it is about you and your soul and moving forward. Great people come from great suffering. And then if we look at our history of people that we look at and go, wow, they got through that. That is what it means. But we all have our great suffering, our great work to do to get through that to become better, to enhance that soul, to be evolve as a person and so forth. So it's not great things that people may have noticed or do notice. It's great things that you and your own personality is great from where you are, basically going from A to B, recovering from being an alcoholic to being a person who runs the place and helps people who experience the same issues or addiction or whatever that may be. It's the small things that make the big things. And it's all our small things that work together to make the big things happen. And that's why they always say we are all in one. The all is all of us. All of us have a part in the evolution of us becoming greater, higher spiritual people. Muchetitea.